You ever stop and think about what actually happens to your money after you deposit it? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the whole unseen system that's designed to be the guardian of your wealth.
I mean, seriously, it's a question that affects every single one of us, whether we think about it daily or not. That money in your bank account, your insurance policy, your pension fund, it's not just magically sitting in a vault, right? There's a whole system that's supposed to be watching over it. So, who are these guardians? Let's dig in.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with what financial regulation even is. Then we'll look at the financial system itself and what makes it strong. After that, we'll dive into the global standard for regulation, and finally, we'll put some faces to the names of the financial guardians right here in Ghana.
Okay, let's kick things off with a big question. At its heart, financial regulation is basically the rule book that our entire economy plays by.
Honestly, the easiest way to picture this is to think of it like traffic laws, but for money. Imagine roads with no stop signs, no speed limits, no traffic cops. It would be total chaos, right? Well, it's the same with finance. Without these rules, you'd get financial crashes and people losing their life savings. So these regulations are what keep everything moving smoothly, and most importantly, safely for all of us.
So we've got all these rules, but what exactly are they regulating? What is this financial system we keep talking about? Let's take a closer look at this network where all our money actually lives and moves.
Yeah, it's not some big building somewhere. It's this huge interconnected web. We're talking about everything from your neighborhood bank to the company that insures your car, to the stock market, and even the fund that's holding onto your retirement savings. They're all pieces of this giant puzzle.
So what are these guys actually doing all day? Well, they're running the engine of our economy. They take our deposits, they give out loans for houses and new businesses, they manage our insurance claims, they handle our pension contributions. Every single one of these actions is a critical gear in the machine of our financial lives.
Now, it might sound super complicated, but you can basically boil this whole network down into four main buckets. You've got banking, which we all use pretty much every day. Then there are the capital markets, that's stuff like stocks and bonds. You've got insurance, which protects us from risk, and of course pensions, which help us save for the future. Nearly every financial thing you do fits into one of these four categories.
Okay, so we get what the system is, but what separates a good, healthy one from, well, a disaster waiting to happen? What are the key ingredients for a financial system that's stable, trustworthy, and actually works for everybody?
You can really think of this as the blueprint for a healthy economy. See, it all starts with effective regulation, but that's no good without a solid legal framework to back it up. That framework then allows for the financial infrastructure, like stock exchanges, to work properly. That infrastructure, in turn, creates healthy competition, which is great for us consumers. And holding it all together, you need competent, honest professionals and a good variety of financial assets. See how they all build on each other? You can't have one without the others.
Okay, let's zoom in on that very first ingredient we mentioned, effective regulation. What does that actually mean in practice? Turns out, there's a global gold standard for this.
And yeah, according to the IMF, we're talking one of the biggest financial authorities on the planet. It all boils down to just four crucial pillars that have to work together. First up, you've got regulatory governance. That's all about the regulators themselves. Second is the prudential framework. Those are the actual rules for the financial companies. Third, you need strong regulatory practices to make sure the rules are followed. And finally, you have financial integrity and safety nets, to protect us if something does go wrong. Now, this is a really, really important distinction to get. Think about it like a football match. The regulatory governance is all about the referee, making sure they're independent, have the power to blow the whistle, and that everyone knows how they'll make their calls. The prudential framework, on the other hand, is the rule book for the game itself, like how much cash a bank has to keep on hand. You absolutely need both a good ref and a clear set of rules to have a fair, safe game.
Okay, this has all been a bit abstract, right? The what and the how. So let's bring it right back home and talk about the who. Who are the actual guardians of the financial system right here in Ghana?
Remember those four big buckets we talked about earlier? Banking, capital markets, insurance, and pensions? Well, guess what? In Ghana, each one has its own dedicated watchdog. For all things banking, you've got the Bank of Ghana. For investments and the stock market, that's the Securities and Exchange Commission. The National Insurance Commission oversees your insurance policies. And the National Pensions Regulatory Authority keeps an eye on your pension. Each one has a specific job to protect you in their corner of the financial world.
So when you pull back and look at the big picture, all of this whole complex machine of rules, pillars, and regulators, it's all there for a really simple reason: to build a system where the economy is stable, where we can all have confidence, and where every single person's money is protected.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. The number one job of the entire financial system is to gather up funds from people who are saving and then safely channel that money to people and businesses who can use it to grow and build things. That is literally how an economy works and grows.
Look, at the end of the day, understanding this whole unseen system isn't just some academic exercise. It's about empowering yourself. Because once you know who the guardians are and the rules they're supposed to play by, you can plan, you can save, and you can invest with a whole lot more confidence. So I'll leave you with this. How does this new info change the way you think about your own financial